If you're a fan of Metroidvania games, this one might just be your next obsession, or honestly just might be your next disappointment. Today we're diving into the gameplay, visuals, and audio of Somber of Echoes, the latest indie title developed by Rock Pocket Games and published by Bonus Stage. But stick around, because by the end of this review, you'll know if this game deserves a spot in your library or if it's better left on the shelf. So, Somber of Echoes is a 2D Metroidvania action-adventure game with dark sci-fi fantasy Greek mythology themes all throughout the game. And whew, that was a mouthful. But it was released on January 21st, 2025 on Steam for a hot $25. And I say it's a hot $25 because it's crazy how good this game is and looks for only 25 bucks. But in Somber Echoes, you play as Adrestia, a lone warrior who must explore the vast and interconnected space vessel of the Atromitos. The game features a Metroidvania-style level design with vertical and horizontal progression, but this does mean that you will be backtracking through areas you've already explored as you gain new abilities. Therefore, the combat is fast-paced and fluid with a variety of attacks and abilities to use. You can perfect parry to get advantages during combat, you can block with Nyx's shield, attack enemies with your sword, spear, and a couple other weapons you will find throughout the game. You can also use your special abilities such as the ethereal lanterns, hover boots, light streams to traverse the environment and reach new areas, because this game has quite a focus of acrobatics for traversing the many different biomes that are currently in this game. Which this does segues me to talking about some of the core gameplay mechanics that you would notice during your time playing. Now, one of the most important mechanics in Somber Echoes is the ether lanterns. Now, these lanterns allow you to traverse vertically to get to higher areas. This is your main way of navigating the world, I noticed, and honestly it even helped me get better positioning when I was getting jumped by some of the mobs. Now, your main weapon is called the Gladius, and I love the way this sword feels when swinging it due to the weight you feel when squaring up with any of the enemies. But the spear is a ranged weapon that can be used to deal damage towards enemies from a distance. Yes, that means you can launch this motherfucker across the yard and actually hit somebody a dome and right in the dome piece. But it can also be used to stun enemies as well, which can be helpful for avoiding their attacks. And some of my favorite parts of this weapon is the little bit of extra damage that you can deal when you do impale any of the enemies, therefore making some of the tougher enemies much more easier to deal with if you can get good at throwing the spear. Now, I will say each of these equipment is a way of helping Adrestia to fulfill her goal of stopping her twin sister from destroying the universe. But you will also need the hover boots, which allows you to hover in the air when you jump. This is a very useful ability for reaching high platforms, avoiding obstacles, and as well as making sure you don't just drop into any of the level hazards that you can't see most of the time, because trust me, it cooked me a couple of times not paying attention. As you continue to obtain more of these equipment, they can be upgraded, but you do need to find the specific requirements that they need to upgrade at your given rest points. But rest points have much more to them than just overall upgrading equipment. Therefore, you can also fast travel between rest points as well to help with the overall exploration. As time goes on, you will need to use the environment to really help you with traversing the biomes, and the light stream allows you to traverse the electricity hazards and zip and zoom right through them to get to the better, higher areas. But you also need to keep in mind there is a lot of backtracking, like I said earlier in the video. This is actually one of the things that actually makes this game quite fun. It allows you to explore the world, find even more hidden secrets, and not to mention they will even reward you for those explorations by finding mineral deposits, which these mineral deposit comes in two forms. They come in as our health packs to heal Adrestia, or they come as currency to allow you to upgrade the equipment that I was talking about. By thoroughly exploring, you can unlock quite a lot of areas. You can even find survivors from the attack and help them get to the rescue capsules as you're currently evacuating this space vessel. You can also find Nexus fragments, which if you collect enough allows you to permanently upgrade your armor. You do start out with 3 armor pieces, and it's not like you get hit 3 times and you die. No, you can actually get hit quite a few times before the crystal runs out, and you only get 3 of those crystals. So a couple of hits, I'd say a little bit more than 5 to 10 hits could definitely spell overall doom for anybody. But as you collect those Nyx fragments, you can increase it by 1 once you collect. I think there's 3 to 4 per fragment you need to find. This is overall definitely a rewarding experience for anyone who loves exploring everything that a game has to offer. And it fills the dopamine that a lot of people will be looking for. But now a little bit about the difficulty of this game, because of course we need to talk about difficulty. Now, as of my time playing, there is no way to choose a difficulty for the game. This game is just tough as shit sometimes. I done got clapped plenty amount of times by either rushing too much or the different hazards that I fell into, or overall just getting completely swamped by the grotesque enemies that you'll come across. Now, speaking about difficulty, we have the boss fights, another cornerstone that makes these Metroidvania games as fun as they are. But just to talk about a few that I came across during my almost 4 hours of playtime, we get the spider boss, which this boss fight does take place in 2 different phases. Essentially, you would deal enough damage to him at the tutorial side of things, then he will run away and you can actually meet him again later. And when you're ready to run them hands, because we got to run them ones, bro. He ran away from the ass whooping. Well, I came back to, deal a little bit more to him. But this time he brought friends, and he does have mobs. The boss fight is just the same as the initial one, which makes sense. This is basically a part 2. He's just a little bit more aggressive thanks to the fact that he has help. But once you crack him enough times, he leaves by dropping you out of the boss arena. Now, his boss fight was okay, right? It could be better, but I like the fact that he's just one of those bosses that, like, hey, this gets you into understanding how the game works, how the mechanics play out. But the true test of like how good at you at parrying is the Phoenix fight. Now, the Phoenix is the leader of the Scorch, which the main humanoid enemies that causes fire, and kind of the reason why that the main overworld is on fire is because of this particular clan. And this boss fight is pretty amazing. So one, I need to talk about the arena. The arena seems like it's just you and the leader. You have the 3 of her minions, or him, I don't know who they are, but 3 of their minions chilling in the background lobbing fire grenades. Now, you need to overall finish this fight before your side gets landed, because you're still going to start running out of room, and I will say they do hit hard. But if they land in the fire, they will take damage from the grenades when they do get hit. So it's actually pretty cool to really have that 1v1, and it's just like a brawl at this point. Now, your spear is kind of useless because they can parry it as well. So it's just really just running them hands, and that's what we like to see around here. Now, another thing, like I said earlier in this video, where I was like, man, this game is great for $25. And you know why? The visuals in Somber Echoes are absolutely stunning. The world is dark and atmospheric with a sense of mystery and danger, and I really love when games really pull you into that. The characters are also very well designed and highly expressive. The animations are smooth and fluid. The environments that you traverse are intricately designed, showcasing a nice blend of organic and technological elements to this, hence that dark sci-fi that we like to see. You encounter like decaying Greek temples, overgrown ruins, very futuristic machines seamlessly integrated into the decaying world. Like, they didn't hit the nail on so many different things. Couple of things that I want to talk about overall for the sound design is the soundtrack plays quite a crucial role in setting the mood. Expect, a blend of atmospheric soundscapes with this melancholic melodies and the haunting, like, choral vocals that you kind of hear. Like, you just hear it throughout the entire time you're in these biomes. The music conveys a sense of a couple of things, isolation. Like, it's just you are a lone warrior in this world. This is it. and that sense of dread that starts to creep on you as you hear some of the as the weight of the world is, coming down on you, because remember, your twin sister is trying to destroy the entire universe. And not to mention, you can get a sense of like this has something to do with your past as well. Now, some of the sound effects, this is what really sells me home and hits it out the park. The sound effects are meticulously crafted, to really enhance the atmosphere. That you can hear the rustling leaves, and when you're in the forest biome, you can hear the dripping of water. And the thing that really gets you most, like, almost feels like, damn, am I playing a horror game, is the distant cries of the creatures that overall creates this chilling and immersive soundscape that you will come across. And also, when it comes to the voice acting, it's only the narrator, but while not overly prevalent, the voice acting is used sparingly though, but quite effectively. The narrator, like I just said, is the main voice that you will hear in this game, because I haven't heard anybody else speak, but the deep and resonance that you hear through the narrator's voice, giving that sound of like, you can definitely tell they really wanted to get that Greek mythological stuff, like going into even the way the voice actor speaks, adding to the game's somber tone. Now, Somber Echoes is a fantastic Metroidvania action-adventure game with a unique setting and engaging gameplay. The visuals and audio are pretty high quality, which is always impressive in any team with a good heart and a good passion for their games can really show what they can do. And the game offers a challenging but rewarding experience. To answer the question of this video, I do highly recommend to play this game for any fans of the genre. Somber Echoes offers a unique mix on Greek myths and deep space designs. The classic level designs we know from the Metroidvania genre, with this dynamic, acrobatic combat but immersive biomes that really drags you into this dark atmospheric world the game is trying to tell us. If you enjoyed today's video, then I definitely recommend checking out Somber's Echo. I have the link to the Steam page in the description below. But as always, if you want to join the chillest chaotic crew on YouTube, then definitely follow me on Discord. That link will also be in the description below as well. But hey, stay safe out there, and it's been your host, KSD TV, signing out. Peace.